Hello tube dwellers and welcome. I'm the Arcadean, this is Samurai Quack, and we're playing Eternal. So what is Eternal? It's a card game, basically. Imagine that you take Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering, smash them together, and add a sprinkling of unique game mechanics on top, and you've basically got this game. I found it a couple of days ago on Steam, and I'm really enjoying it, so let's jump in and see what it's all about, shall we? We'll start up here with the friends list. Quite basic, but here you go. Last played rolling. Profile, pretty good. You've got your collection status, achievements, which give you rewards. Your avatar image, which you can change in here to a whole host of pretty cool designs. Honestly, I like them all, but you gotta go for the awesome monk, right? And you can also change emote preferences, which is quite good as well. All of these various bits and bobs. And this is what you'll look like on your screen. Then ranked and draft, match history, all that good stuff. Now for the real meat and potatoes, the cards. You get given each of these individual decks by doing the campaign mode, and from what I can tell, once a week you'll be given a dual deck in order to help out with the weekly quest that involves the particular colors involved in the weekly deck. We'll be using Elysian Wisdom for this sort of example, so let's jump in. You have a bunch of different camps. You have Fire, Time, Justice, Primal, Shadow, Multifaction, which combines two of any of these, and Neutrals, which don't require any color cards. You have Primal Sigil, well, Sigils, I should say. It's Primal if it's the Primal Camp. And these are called power cards. These basically function in the same way as land cards, in a way, from Magic the Gathering, in that you need to play these power cards in order to generate mana, and you need to have a certain number of colors in your mana pool in order to play particular cards. So you can see here, for example, this is Roland to the Iron Fist, a legendary card. He would require 3 Justice Sigils, the green variants, to have been played, and he requires 8 mana overall. So you need to have played 8 Sigils, or generated it some other way, 3 of which must have been Justice. Then you have the attack value, the health value, it's all fairly standard, his name, the ability and description, which as you can see pops up when I scroll over up in the top right, the rarity value of the card, which you can see goes from common, uncommon, rare, promo, and legendary. And then what type of card he is, in this case, a Scion. You have creature cards, spell cards, all that sort of good stuff, and they have some fairly unique abilities. You also have fast spells, which in the vein of Magic the Gathering work as instants. You can play these at any point during the game. So, there's a lot of interesting mechanics in here. You can attach curses to other creatures, you can give your hero relic weaponry in the same way as you can equip your hero cards in Hearthstone, and so on and so forth. And you can see there's quite a lot here. So the Elysian Wisdom deck I've been given is pretty good. It's got a lot of nice little cards in it. I'm pretty happy with the way that it goes, and it's been working out quite well for me in PvG and PvP. So we'll take a look at that. Finished with all of this. Oh, and the other thing actually I really like about this is that you can click here to get an in-depth view of all of the stats and cards and so on and so forth that you're using, but you can also check or tick on sample hand. This will give you an example hand that you might draw during the game. So this is an initial draw. You can try multiple initial draws just to see what your chances are of getting a low-level card to use, and sigils and so on and so forth, and it can also let you test a redraw mechanic. So if you've built a deck and you're not sure if it's going to give you a good number of the right kind of cards right at the beginning, you can jump in here, check out the sample hands and the redraws, and just get a general idea of what it will be like when you run it in game. Pretty cool feature. Then up here we have packs. You get a good number of cards in each pack, which is excellent. Shift stones, which work in the same way as, well, they're crafting material, basically. Same sort of thing from Hearthstone. You can disenchant any extras you have of any of these cards. These gives you shift stones. And then you can jump into here, click on the crafting, And there you go. Every card has a normal variant as well as an animated variant, and they cost different amounts. So this one, for example, a green would cost me 100 shift stone to create, give me 10 if I destroyed it, but its animated variant 1,600 to create and 50 to destroy. So the animated variants are significantly more expensive. There's no mechanical reason to have them, they just look cool, so don't worry too much about it. You get, as you can see up here, you get a lot of shift stones. They're actually very generous about it. 4 is the maximum number of any card that you can have. As you can see here, I have 4 of these and I have 4 of these, and the glowing diamonds indicate how many you currently have in the deck that you have selected at the moment. So that's quite helpful. Okay. So that's shift stones, and then of course you can buy packs with gems, and you can buy gems with real in-game money. You can also buy totems with in-game money as well. Again, these have nothing to do with anything, they're just cool little aesthetics. And then promotions which aren't available right now. Then your in-game gold that you earn by doing any of these modes here, and a basic settings menu, which I'm sure they'll expand on later. As far as PvP goes, it's a little bare bones at the moment, but what's there is a lot of fun. Casual is not available right now, unfortunately, but you can jump into ranked, select your card, select your totem, edit, well, select your deck, I should say. Select your totem, edit your deck however you like, bingo bango. The servers are pretty populated. I've never had to wait longer than about 30 seconds for a battle, which is pretty cool. Draft is basically what you would think. You get a number of, with a slight twist, you get a number of booster packs. Basically what happens is you'll open up a booster pack and you'll pick one card, and then that booster pack gets passed on to another player, and you get a different booster pack, and then you take a card and take a card, and this goes on and on and on and on. So it's quite interesting in that not only are you trying to get the good cards for yourself, but you're also trying to stop your opponent from getting the good cards that are in the deck as well. So there's a lot of mind games involved. Also, which is really, really cool, you can keep all the cards you pick. It doesn't matter if you lose your very first match after getting into draft, not important. Every single card that you picked for this draft, you keep permanently forever and can use in any deck anywhere. It's really cool. So if you wanted to get into draft and you wanted to fight your way through and level up and do all of this awesome stuff, then you can. But if you really just want to get a handful of new cards, it's expensive, sure, but you can just jump in, pick all of the cards that you want for your normal decks, and then lose your first match, I suppose. Then there's an in-depth help menu on each of these modes as well, which is very cool. So that's that. Forge is basically the solo player equivalent of draft. Obviously you're not passing booster packs around, so you're not trying to deny the AI opponents anything. But it works in exactly the same way. You keep all the cards you pick random cards, and then you try to fight through basically a string of opponents. If you make it all the way to the end, then your rank levels up, and you do it again, and so on and so forth until you get up into the highest tier, hopefully. Again, help menu, which is very nice. So you start out placement and then bronze, silver, gold, I don't know, crystal, platinum. I'm not sure what these two are called. I'm nowhere near. And then finally we have my favorite mode, I think. I couldn't even necessarily say why, but it's Gauntlet. Solo player, totally free. You don't need to pay anything. And the way that it works is that you can pick a deck, any deck, create it yourself, and you start out here. As you can see, I've already done these first two fights. This first one is literally just a placement fight. Then the second one, is if you beat it, then you'll get one bronze chest. If you beat this second bronze outline, as you can see, you'll get a second bronze chest, third bronze chest. Now, if you get up into the silver, winning one of these silver matches will upgrade one of your bronze chests into a silver chest. Same with that, and the third one. And if you beat the third one, not only do you get the 3 silver chests, but you also get extra card rewards, and your rank will level up. As you can see, I'm bronze right now. It's pretty good, especially since once you hit silver chests, every silver chest has a chance of transforming into a gold chest, and a gold chest will always contain a full pack of cards, a full booster pack. At least that's always been my experience. So again, you can do this as many times as you like. If you fail, then you claim however many treasure chests you already earned, and then the gauntlet is reset and you've got to start from 0 again. What this means is that if you have the patience for it, you can just continue to farm the gauntlet for cards and money pretty much infinitely. I mean, I've certainly never hit a limit with it. So I really enjoyed it. It's an excellent way of practicing. You can test out all these different decks, all these different cards, and you get rewarded for doing so. They're actually really, really generous with handing out cards and cash in this game. It's awesome. So let's dive into one of these gauntlet matches and see how the game actually plays. Oh, take a drink. Okay. Hoodoo Conclave. Alright, so we start out with 2 power sigils, but unfortunately the rest of our cards aren't great. We've got no creature cards that we could play right out of the gate, so we're going to need to redraw. Now, when you redraw, it throws the entire hand into the deck, and then you re-pull the whole thing. Okay, that's awesome. So that's a pretty good start. The Teriax hatchlings, as you can see, have Echo, which means that whenever they are drawn, either naturally from your deck or through a card effect that allows you to redraw cards, it will duplicate itself. It creates a second copy. Now, this is an exact copy, so if you've in any way mucked around with its stats or its cost or anything else, then the copy will be a perfect duplicate, including all of the alterations to its stats and whatnot. Now, these are special power cards. These, as you can see, will give you 2 influence types, one time and one primal. However, whilst it will always give you an extra power, it says depleted, which means that normally when I play this, it goes 1, 1, and if I played another power card, 2, 2, it increases the maximum and also your current. But if I don't have another sigil in my hand, then this would be depleted. So rather than getting 1, 1, I'd get 0, 1. It's a little complex, I know, as I'm saying it out loud, but it's quite simple to follow. So we'll play it. Because we have a sigil in our hand, it wasn't depleted, we get 2 influence and the full whack. Now we only have 1 more sigil, and since all of your mana is returned to you at the beginning of your turn, there's no reason to hold on to cards unless there's a particular strategic value to it. So let's toss out the power, which allows us to draw another sigil. Since we already have time, let's go for primal. And we can't play anything else, so end turn. She plays Primal Sigil. Okay. And we've drawn another sigil ourselves. That's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. We'll play the second time, because as you can see down here, our Towering Terrazon requires 2 time sigils in order to be played. And we'll end turn. Justice and Primal. Okay. Good. Alright, that's also a very interesting effect. Fate means that whenever the card is drawn, again, naturally or through a card effect, it will do whatever is written in its ability box. In this case, when we drew the Lumen Shepherd, it automatically summoned onto our field a 1/1 Wisp, which is fantastic, because it means we can play a Primal Sigil and one of our Teriax hatchlings, meaning that we instantly have 3 damage on the board, and one of which is flying, which can only be blocked by flyers. So we're in a good position. Okay, so she blocks us with... Okay, now quite an annoying card, honestly. So, it's a Silverwing Familiar, quite expensive for a 1/1, but it has flying, which means it can only be blocked by other units with flying. It has Aegis, which means it's protected from one enemy spell or effect. So if I can't cast a spell on it while Aegis is active. And Lifesteal. Whenever it deals damage, you gain that much health. And it will always deal its attack value, even if, I mean, let's say this had a 3 attack value and this was still 1. When it attacked, it would still deal 3 damage, even though it's only technically taking off 1 hit point. Aegis will go away if I use an effect on it, and it's not immune to battle damage. So let's do this. If we drop the Nesting Avisaur, then as you can see, summon, you may put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Its cost is reduced by 1. Now, if we put the Lumen Shepherd on top of our deck, then when we redrew it, it would summon another Wisp for us. The question is, or again, if we drop the Teriax onto the top of our deck, it would echo itself again. So the question is, do we want to do that? And I think we do. If we drop the Nesting Avisaur and we put the Lumen Shepherd back in, he's a pretty powerful card, and the extra effect is that it reduces the cost by 2, which means that next turn he'll automatically summon a Wisp and we can play him immediately. We'll leave those cards alone. We won't attack because I don't want either one of them dying. Ah, and she's cursing my Teriax. That's very unfortunate. Will she attack, though? Ah, okay. And she gains 3 armor value, as you can see from here. Okay, but she didn't attack. That's fine. So this poor little Nesting Avisaur is cursed, which means that this effect will never wear off unless I use a special ability to remove it. And I don't have a special ability to remove it. And this armor value means that I need to destroy the armor before I can start damaging the health. Now, if you use a relic weapon, which is a weapon that you can equip to your hero, it will have both an attack value and a defense value. The idea is that relic weapon will only be destroyed when the defense value reaches 0. So if you continue buffing up your defense, your relic weapon will technically never run out. It'll never be broken. You can also activate special relics, which are separate to relic weapons, which are a permanent field effect that, well, they basically affect the entire field, and they will last forever unless you have a special ability to remove a relic. Okay, enough wittering. That's good, because we now have 4 time influence. Our Champion of Wisdom is increased to a 6/6, which is excellent. And if we got 4 primal, she would also gain flying. This effect takes place whether she's in play or in my hand. Let's put her down as a deterrent. We'll save the Lumen Shepherd for next turn. Okay, so she is attacking. Now she has mana. If I block and she has a quick spell to cast, we could regret this. But I don't want a Life Stealer to just have free access to my health. Dang it. Yep, there we go. Quick spell. Okay, so we lose the Teriax. She gains 4 hit points, and her card is still in play, unfortunately. And she's gaining more and more armor, so we're going to need to do 6 damage before we even start touching her health. Okay, but this is good. We have a fast spell. So if she declares an attack with this little guy, we can actually just zap him down, provided we have 2 mana. So we'll play a Teriax, and I will attack with the Champion of Wisdom, because she can't kill even if she combines blocks. So she'll probably just let it go through. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. And we've removed the armor value now, which is excellent. Okay, so she's gained Aegis. That's fine. We're not planning on using any spells on her. Okay, good. Now, we could block with the Teriax, but I don't think we will. We're just going to do the Lightning Strike. There we go. I did not want to deal... Oh, damn it, of course. I don't know why I thought that would work. It's got an Aegis on it. Of course it does. Damn it. Never mind then. Oh, again? Seriously? I hate that bird. Not this bird. This bird's awesome. Okay, darn it. Alright, let's put the Nesting Avisaur into play, and we'll drop the Lumen Shepherd back onto our deck again, just so we can get a little bit more, a few more wisps on the field. Okay, we're not doing terribly, we're just stupid bird. Okay, well, she has no more cards left, so she's not fighting, which is nice. We can play, yeah, let's play the Towering Terrazon. It's got better value. And we will attack. Yeah, we'll attack. We'll leave our Nesting Avisaur there to block this guy. She's not going to attack with the Silverwing Familiar while our Nesting Avisaur is in play. Oh, okay. Alright, so she's blocking with everybody. This is... yeah, this is going to be really good for us. I mean, it's only down in bronze, so the AI is not playing particularly intelligently at the moment. Although, that being said, she does play smartly when you get up into the higher levels. The AI is actually pretty good. I've lost a couple, and not, you know, just through bad luck, but simply because it was a really well-constructed deck on the AI side, and they were actually pretty smart about using it. Okay, Charles Frostkin comes out with a stun. Fortunately, that stun's not a permanent effect, and you saw that it had 2 little orbs, and now it only has 1. When the final orb is broken at the beginning of my next turn, we'll get the Towering Terrazon back to being able to be used. We might as well draw another Sigil of Power. Let's bring that out. Okay. Alright, so we lost our 6/6. But this guy's going to be back next turn, so it's no big deal. Let's charge with him because she can't block. And we'll leave the others for blocking him. That's just a normal spell, so there's no point in attacking him with it. We wouldn't kill and he would just heal up at the beginning of his turn. Good, okay, so this is nice. This is one of the interesting game mechanics. Not only do you have instant spells that you can cast, but you also have instant creatures that you can cast, as you can see by Ambush. They work in exactly the same way as fast spells, in that you can play them at any point during your opponent's attack phase or at the end of your opponent's turn. And this guy I really like. For a 3 cost, he's a 1/1, sure, but he has flying and deadly, which means he can literally block everybody, and no matter who he blocks, they will die, which is fantastic. He has saved my behind many times. Alright, let's charge in with these. We can use the wisps to block next turn if necessary. Alright, he's going to block with that. That's absolutely fine. I'm pretty sure we got this. Primal Sigil. And nothing. Excellent. So you can see that they've ended their turn, and before I start my turn, I can, if I want, play the Scorpion Wasp. I don't want to. We don't need to. So I say start turn, and then bingo bango. We activate everybody, because why not? And charge. Pow, 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 pow. And victory. Huzzah! Champions! Okay, and you can see I have a little quest here, which is charging up as I go. Unless specified... Oh, and bing, a new bronze chest. Fantastic. Unless specified, these quests will... you can fulfill them in either solo mode or PvP mode, and you get a new one every day, and they will stack up to 3 from what I can tell. And you can see that this one, if I kill 40 enemy units, which is easy peasy, I will get 2 silver chests, which is great because each one again has a chance of turning into a gold and pulling an entire pack out. So that's basically Eternal. It's simple, I'm aware, but it is a lot of fun. There's a lot of strategy to it. The cards are obviously quite limited at the moment. There aren't that many, but there are enough to put together some very interesting decks, and some of the legendary cards in particular have very, very interesting tempo swing effects that can be applied to them. So, if you're at all interested in card games, if you've enjoyed Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone or Pokemon trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Mabinogi Duel, any of these card games in the past, give this one a try. It's available on Steam at the moment. I don't think there's anything for Android or iOS just yet, but it's available on Steam for free, and apart from a fairly irritating registration sequence at the beginning, it only lasts like 5 minutes, but apart from that, the game itself is a lot of fun. So if you like card games, give it a go. That's all from me for this video then. Thank you for watching, and a special thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far. Until next time, have fun and good luck.